Livingston.
Yeah.
You know, those guys, this will be their fourth deep run in a row. They're older guys. So, but I don't think their bench is as good as it used to be. And I think the Rockets have made improvements. Clearly, the Cavs have made improvements. So it's a 4-team race right now. I think Toronto and Cleveland are the two best teams in the East. And I think in the West, it's the Rockets and the Warriors.
Are there? Is it significant enough that there could be threats in the playoffs?
Oh yeah, no question.
Yeah.
What the Rockets have done, they can be threats. And you know, the Cavs are right there in that conversation. But they got LeBron, who can dominate 4 out of 7 games. But like I say, it's four teams right now got a chance to go into the finals.
Charles, why didn't things work in Cleveland? The team that they put together, why didn't that work?
They were too old. Number one, LeBron was not engaged. You know, Isaiah's looking for a contract. But the main thing, they had too many old guys on the team. I mean, just watching these guys. You know, I haven't watched the NBA game in about 3 weeks because I'm getting ready for March Madness.
Yeah.
And I watched actually watched the Cavs the last 2 games, and man, that was like night and day from just an energy standpoint. I mean, like when you watch these other teams play, there's guys actually moving and running and jumping. When you watch the Cavs play 2 months ago, they just standing around. And to get that amount of energy, really, I mean, first of all, I can't believe that guy got people to take those other players. But to get those guys, they guys. Kobe, got to give Kobe a lot of credit, man. That was fantastic, considering he didn't give up anything.
Charles, what's your empathy level for Isaiah Thomas and the difficulties he's had getting back and now to the third team, since March?
Well, I think Isaiah's a terrific kid, a very good player, but you can see this thing coming like this. You saw it coming. I mean, you knew the Cavs. You knew that the Celtics wasn't going to give him $200 million, and you knew the Cavs wasn't going to give him $200 million. So, I mean, anybody who knows anything about basketball could see this thing was going to end badly. I mean, why do you think the Celtics traded him? They wasn't going to give him $200 million. Why do you think the Cavs traded? They were not going to give him $200 million. Nobody. Nobody.
Charles, can I ask you about inside the NBA a little bit?
Sure.
The team that you guys have, amazing chemistry. How can you describe that chemistry for me and what makes this team such a good fit with each other?
Well, I think the main thing is, we're on television from 8 o'clock at night to 2 o'clock in the morning. Nobody wants us to be serious. First of all, we have a lot of shitty games. It's frustrating for me as a fan. Like, I can sit down like, I'm not going to watch them 2 teams play. I'm not going to watch these 2 teams play. I mean, the balance of power is so shifted now. It's tough to find good games. So if we're going to be on from 8 to 2 in the morning, we got to make sure people have fun watching. So we've been able to get a great balance. First of all, we always want good games. First of all, that's a perfect scenario when we get good games.
Yeah.
But when we don't get good games, we figured out how to make people have fun watching basketball. Like I say, the ultimate thing would be to have really good games all the time, but clearly that's not happening. I mean, we only got 5 or 6 elite teams in the NBA, and that's unfortunate.
So you guys try and keep it light and have fun, but you also will go at each other every now and then. When it gets really heated and then you got to go to commercial, what's that commercial break like?
No, we're not. I don't think we're ever going to come to blows.
No, I wasn't saying you're going to take the secret tunnel to anywhere.
Yeah. No, but I think that it's good to have basketball discussions because we all look at it different perspectives. So that doesn't bother me at all. But man, I love going to work. I'm concerned about the league. I've been saying this for the last 3 or 4 years. I'm concerned depending on what happens this summer with LeBron, I mean, we could be down to basically a 1 or 2 team league. And at some point, the fans are going to say enough is enough. Like, why am I watching or buying tickets if we only got 3 or 4 good teams in the NBA? That concerns me.
You had to have
Porzingis,
Go ahead.
the New York Knicks. Obviously,
What about y'all?
I mean, just your reaction to Porzingis having.
Yeah, that was
have
really
this
sad
issue.
because I think he was on the right track for being a hell of a player, and it's really unfortunate. I think they've done a good job with. I like the Nicolina guy. Hardaway's played well. I love the capture deal. The Knicks are getting better. The problem with you people in New York is y'all have zero patience. I mean, if y'all keep drafting and adding players, sooner or later you're going to have a good team. But they never have patience in New York.
When you saw Porzingis, I mean, he goes down, and now it could be 10 months or 11 months.
Yeah.
I mean, how much is that going to, like, you didn't have an ACL?
Well, no,
You never had
I got
back?
I blew out my quad.
Right.
Actually, I think it's probably going to be good for the Knicks in the long run because y'all in a position to be getting ping pong balls. And so, like I said, you wouldn't. Let's say hypothetically you made the playoffs. You were going to be the number 8 seed or maybe 7. You're going to lose in the first round. Now you're probably going to get another lottery pick. I mean, so listen, man. I don't understand why everybody is so impatient when your team, like, I think the Knicks are building toward their future.
Porzingis still, after an ACL, you still feel he can be a superstar in this league? I mean, do you
I
see
think,
him
listen, I
after-
think when guys, first of all, he's 21, 22 years old. I don't think he's gonna even notice he had an ACL in a few years. Yeah, I don't think this is the way that he can work on these guys today, and him being so young. Now, if he was 35, I would be concerned. Listen, I got more hope for him than I do Boogie Cousins. I got a lot more hope for Porzingis. Like, that injury Boogie got is devastating. I think you would rather, and I don't mean to be morbid or anything, I think you'd rather tear an ACL than Achilles.
You mentioned LeBron with the Cavs. Do you think the moves they made? I know we can't read his mind, but the idea that helps their cause and keep it.
Man, I've already said this a million times. I hope LeBron stays in Cleveland. I think it'd be a great way to end his career. I don't have any idea how he thinks, or he left there one time. It shocked me. But like I say, he wrote that great letter talking about how much Ohio meant to him. I hope he finishes his career in Cleveland.
Obviously, the Lakers is fun to talk about all the time.
Well, that sounds great on theory, but they got to get two players, two really good players, and good luck to them. I like Magic and Rob, but this notion that people got to come to LA to be relevant, those days are over. I mean, like I say, you look at the best players in the world. You look at LeBron, you look at James Harden, you look at KD, you look at Steph Curry, guys like that. They all they never played for the Lakers, and they're more worldwide known than anybody else in our league. They've never set foot in LA to play a game. It's the times have changed.
What's it like for you as someone who covers the sport and also just a fan, knowing that one guy's decision can change the entire league? It's signing one-year deals.
Well, it bothers me because, like I say, I want competitive balance. Even though guys back in my day, some guys, we didn't win the championship, but our teams were competitive. We were worth come watching. Like, it was worth going to see the Pacers play with Reggie Miller. It was worth going to see the Knicks play when they had Patrick Ewing. I think we were pretty good in Philly and in Phoenix when I played there. When Dirk was in Dallas, Seattle had Gary Payton and those guys. Even the Warriors had, when they had Chris run TMC. Like, it was like, okay, it was worth going to see my team play. If these stars all keep aligning together, what's it worth to go to a game?
Charles, regarding your criticisms with schedule changes, with the fewer 4 and 5 nights, like Steve Kerr was countering that, hey, well, this helps improve the product on the floor and lengthens players' careers.
Well, it lengthens players' career, but they want money. Listen, making things easy for these guys, I'm not a big proponent of. It's not like, listen, if Bill Russell and Dr. J and those guys could play 3 games in 3 nights in the worst tennis shoes ever invented and fly a commercial or ride a bus, I think these guys could be inconvenienced a couple of days a year to make $30 million and ride on a private jet.
Yeah. So I mean, would you like the schedule to go back to where it was, or what do you think?
The schedule's been like it. The schedule's been like it's been forever, and all of a sudden now guys start making money. Like you said something very interesting in your question.
Yeah.
I wish guys would say, I don't want to play back-to-back because I want to lengthen my career so I can make more money. Just tell the truth. Don't say we're too. Don't just sit there and say we're too stressed out. Dude, these guys are flying in the private jet. Dude, I'm gonna tell you something. When I first came into the NBA, we flew commercial. I know what it's fucking like to have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, fly 3 hours, and play a basketball game that same night. These guys out the game, they get a nice hot meal, they fly private. So, come on, let's keep making it easier for them.
Charles, what's going on with Markelle Fultz and Phil? Like,
oh, dude, that's a scary situation. I don't even know what's going on. I wish I could give you more. I don't know. I don't have any inside information, but judging from a distance, it's weird. I mean, it's a weird scenario how a guy can, like, number one, I think everybody thought he would be playing by now, and then you see these little clips of what's going on with his jump shot, and then you see Brian Colangelo say, we're not letting him shoot outside the paint right now. I don't think I've ever seen a scenario or a situation like this before. I mean, I can't think of any scenario where I said, like, we got the number one pick in the draft and we only allow him to shoot inside the paint. That's crazy. I wish I could give you more, but I just...
Is there any way he can be that player? I mean, because it's all mental, it seems like, right?
I'm still trying to figure out how it became mental. Because he has to play to get any mental scar tissue, as we call it. I mean, think about that. How do you get mental scar tissue if you've never been scarred? Like, was he practicing or doing something? Like they always talk about golf when a guy, he lost a tournament and he got scar tissue and he remember what he did. This guy's never played an NBA game. And so I don't know, I can say that's crazy.
You talked about the different eras. How has this weekend changed since you were a player?
I don't think it's changed. It's still just gotten bigger, but it's still the same, man. It's just a great weekend for the NBA. The NBA does a really good job of celebrating the game. You know, the game is always interesting because, like I say, I'm one of those guys who was just out there to break a sweat. I'm not trying to kill myself in an exhibition game. Because I would get hurt in an exhibition game and screwed my team, you look like an idiot. I just came to the game as an honor. I wanted to break a sweat. I was trying to stay out of everybody's way. I mean, there's always one or two fools trying to get MVP. You have to stay out of their way. You know, there's a couple guys out there diving and everything. You're like, okay, we found the food for the day. No, Michael was like me. He was just like, yo, man, I'm just here to have fun. I can't tell you that.
Chuck, before DeMarcus went down with the injury, did he look like a different player than the guy you saw in Sacramento in terms of the way he operated?
I think he's been more under control. The kid got so much talent. You know, he was playing phenomenal. It was interesting. I thought that team would be better. You know, with him and Anthony Davis, I don't think you need much more. But there's a disconnect somewhere on that team that you're like, man, they should be like the top 3 or 4 seed. They should be way over 500. I mean, 'cause both of those guys are special. But I thought he had really matured, and it was really unfortunate what happened to him. But that's a tough injury, especially for a big person.
So getting back to Porzingis, I mean, you seem to really like him, but in New York, there's a lot of fans and media that nip that doesn't play in the low post, not strong enough. Do you think it's just 22 years old?
That dude is 22 years old. He hasn't even filled out yet. I would like to see him play more in the post. Same thing. I've said the same thing about Joel Embiid. I think he floats out on the three-point line a little too much. But listen, the kid's 22 years old. He probably got to gain another 10, 15, 20 pounds. He will just fill it out naturally. But I don't want to put too much pressure on a 22-year-old kid.
Chuck, you talked about like maybe the Knicks or teams getting those ping pong balls for the lottery. Can you depend on any of these young guys?
No.
These one and dones? Like,
No.
That's a tricky proposition
Dude,
to.
let me tell you something. But that goes back to being patient. You know, I hate one and done because I think it defeats the draft. Because the way the draft used to work is bad teams get somebody who can help them immediately. Now we're drafting kids. You go back and look at the draft the last 3 or 4 years. I'm like, what the hell are we doing? Like, my team sucks. I don't want a guy who's going to be great or maybe good in 3 or 4 years. My team sucks now. That's why I hate the one and done. But if you look at this draft, these one and done are not helping these teams at all. I mean, if you look at the league, probably the best rookie is the kid from Utah. The kid down in Dallas is playing well. But these guys who are one and done, they're not helping these teams at all. You look at Kyle Kuzma, played in college for 4 years. I mean, I think the NBA at some point is going to have to, like, yo, man, we're defeating our purpose. Like I say, you know, it's a tough situation. And I understand the money aspect. You know, I saw LeBron talk about that kid from Oklahoma should come out of school right now. That kid ain't ready for the NBA. If he just wants the money, yes, come on to the NBA. But that kid's not ready for the NBA. Like I told you, I've been watching at least 3 or 4 college basketball games a day for the last 6 weeks. And let me tell you something. Anybody can tell you who's the best team, God bless them. But it's going to be the craziest March Madness ever. I thought at one point Purdue was the best team. Then I thought it was Virginia. Xavier might be there. Michigan State might be there. But man, it is going to be crazy this year's March Madness. I mean, I tell you, you know how they always do those things when you pick the Final Four? Somebody get the Final Four right this year. They cheated. They filled out more than one bracket.
But is it tough? The college game, people think it's suffer because of the one and dones. But Purdue doesn't have stars. You're getting teams.